Have you ever wondered if there's a smarter way to manage your wealth, protect your assets, and plan for the future, beyond just a simple savings account or a traditional investment portfolio? What if I told you there's a powerful financial tool that could help you achieve all of that, and it's now more accessible than ever? For years, the concept of a trust has been shrouded in a bit of mystique, often associated with the ultra-rich, complex legal jargon, and hefty fees. You might picture grand estates, endless legal documents, and a team of high-powered lawyers. And, to be fair, in many cases, that image wasn't entirely wrong. Trusts traditionally were complex, expensive, and often out of reach for the average person. But times are changing, and with the advent of innovative financial platforms, the power of a trust is becoming democratized. Today, we're diving deep into Wealthsimple Trust accounts. We're going to demystify what a trust is, explain why you might genuinely need one, and walk through how Wealthsimple is making this sophisticated financial instrument remarkably straightforward and affordable for Canadians. Whether you're thinking about estate planning, supporting loved ones, or simply looking for advanced asset protection, understanding Wealthsimple Trust accounts could be a game changer for your financial strategy. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a trust? At its core, a trust is a legal arrangement where one person, or entity, called the settlor, transfers assets to another person, or entity, called the trustee, to hold and manage for the benefit of a third party, known as the beneficiary. Think of it like this: you, as the settlor, hand over a box of valuable items, money, investments, property, to a trusted individual or institution, the trustee. The trustee's job is to look after those items according to the instructions you've laid out, and eventually distribute them to the people you've designated as beneficiaries. Now, why would you go through all this trouble? The reasons are numerous and incredibly impactful for your financial well-being and legacy. One of the primary benefits of a trust is estate planning and avoiding probate. When you pass away, if your assets are solely in your name, they typically go through a legal process called probate. This can be a lengthy, public, and often expensive process, involving court fees, legal costs, and potential delays in distributing your assets to your heirs. Assets held within a properly structured trust generally bypass probate, meaning they can be distributed more quickly, privately, and with fewer associated costs. This can be a huge relief for your loved ones during an already difficult time. Beyond probate avoidance, trusts offer significant advantages in asset protection. Imagine you want to ensure a certain sum of money is used specifically for your child's education, or for a loved one with special needs, without the risk of it being mismanaged, squandered, or subject to their creditors. A trust allows you to set specific conditions and rules for how and when the assets can be accessed and used by the beneficiaries. This level of control is simply not possible with a direct inheritance. For instance, you could stipulate that funds are only released when your child reaches a certain age, or for specific purposes like tuition fees. Then there's the powerful benefit of tax efficiency. While the tax implications of trusts can be complex and vary depending on the type of trust and the assets involved, trusts can be strategically used to minimize taxes on your estate and on the income generated by the trust assets. For example, income generated within certain types of trusts might be taxed at a lower rate than if it were held in an individual's hands. This is where professional advice becomes crucial, but the potential for significant tax savings is undeniable. Trusts are also incredibly useful for supporting vulnerable beneficiaries or those who may not be equipped to manage a large sum of money themselves. This could include minors, individuals with disabilities, or even adult children who might be susceptible to financial mismanagement. By appointing a responsible trustee, you ensure that their financial needs are met without placing an undue burden on them or exposing them to unnecessary risk. Finally, trusts offer a level of privacy that wills do not. A will, once probated, becomes a public document. A trust, on the other hand, remains a private agreement, keeping your financial affairs confidential. So, with all these incredible benefits, why haven't trusts been more widely adopted? As mentioned earlier, the traditional barriers were complexity and cost. Setting up a trust often required extensive legal consultation, drafting intricate documents, and ongoing administrative fees. This is precisely where Wealthsimple steps in, aiming to revolutionize access to trusts. Wealthsimple, a leading Canadian financial technology company, has been on a mission to make investing and financial planning accessible, affordable, and easy to understand for everyone. They've done this with their automated investing platform, commission-free trading, and high-interest savings accounts. And now, they're extending that philosophy to trust accounts. While Wealthsimple offers various registered accounts like RRSPs, TFSAs, RESPs, and FHSAs, which are themselves forms of trusts in a legal sense, where a trustee holds the assets for your benefit under specific government rules, their approach to formal inter vivos, living trusts or testamentary trusts is focused on making the underlying investment management as seamless as possible. Essentially, Wealthsimple provides the platform and expertise for managing the investments within your trust, working with you and your legal advisors to ensure everything is structured correctly. So, what does a Wealthsimple Trust account typically entail? First, it's important to understand that Wealthsimple itself doesn't act as a legal trustee for complex, custom trusts. Instead, they provide the investment management for assets held within a trust that you establish, usually with the help of a lawyer. This means you would work with a legal professional to draft your trust deed, the legal document that outlines all the terms, beneficiaries, trustees, and how assets are to be managed and distributed. Once the trust is legally established and funded, Wealthsimple can then manage the investment portfolio held within that trust. This distinction is crucial. Wealthsimple excels at simplifying the investment side of a trust. Their platform offers automated portfolio management. Similar to their popular managed investing accounts, Wealthsimple can build and manage a diversified portfolio tailored to the trust's specific goals and risk tolerance. This takes the guesswork out of investing for the trustee and ensures the assets are growing strategically. Low fees. This is a hallmark of Wealthsimple. Their management fees are significantly lower than traditional wealth management firms, which can eat into the trust's returns over time. For managed accounts, their fees typically range from 0.4% to 0.5% depending on the asset size, which is highly competitive. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.